All right, today we're going on a kind of expedition, but we're not looking for a lost city or some hidden treasure. We're looking for something way bigger, a lost sea. We're talking about a body of water that literally shaped a continent, but poof, it's gone now. All that's left are these little whispers and clues. So, the Slovene Sea. Ever heard of it? Yeah, if you're kind of scratching your head right now, don't worry, you're in good company. It's a name that sounds like it should be on a map somewhere, but you won't find it on any globe today. And that is our mystery. We have a sea with a recorded history, but no location on any modern map. How does something that huge just vanish? So let's dive in. We're going to piece together this puzzle of a sea that was just erased by time. Okay, so to find this missing sea, you can't just pull up Google Maps. Nope. We have to look way deeper, like into the Earth itself. We're going back into the geological past that carved out the Europe we know today. So our search begins right here on what's called the Pannonian Plain. It's this enormous super flat area that stretches across a bunch of countries in Central Europe. And yeah, today it's this incredibly fertile agricultural powerhouse, but for our purposes, we're treating it like a crime scene, the very spot where our sea disappeared. And our first big clue, it's a number, 600,000. Think about that. 600,000 years ago, this entire landscape, well, it was completely underwater, at the bottom of a huge, shallow sea. You know, geologists actually have a name for this thing, the Pannonian Sea. It was basically the last leftover piece of a much older, way more massive ocean that had been slowly shrinking for millions of years, until it just covered this basin. Now, this didn't happen overnight, obviously. We're talking hundreds of thousands of years. Rivers like the Danube just kept dumping sediment into this basin, slowly filling it up. And then, around 20,000 years ago, the sea was just gone. And what it left behind was this incredibly rich soil that we still see today. Okay, so we've kind of solved the geological mystery, right? But that's only half of it. The sea vanished long before recorded human history. So how in the world did it get a name? And that brings us to the human side of the story. You see, the end of the sea was actually the beginning of a whole new chapter for people. All that rich sediment it left behind, it created some of the best farmland in all of Europe, a perfect spot to settle down. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. Early Slavic tribes moved right into this new, empty, super fertile land. They built a homeland here. But here's the crazy part. Somehow, a memory of the land's watery past, of this great sea that used to be there, seems to have survived. And right here, this is our smoking gun. Actual written proof. Back in the 9th century, Frankish chroniclers, you know, the guys writing everything down, they didn't call this place the Pannonian Plain. They called it the Slovene Sea. They directly linked the people living there to the memory of the water that shaped their home. But wait, that just raises an even bigger question, right? How could people remember a sea that disappeared 20,000 years earlier? The final clue? It's not in the rocks or in the history books. It's in the language that people still speak. I mean, this is the real head-scratcher. The geological timeline and the human one just don't seem to line up. It feels impossible. Unless, what if the memory wasn't passed down in stories? What if it was baked into something way more permanent, like a name? The answer has been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's a single place name that's been around for over 1,000 years, carrying this ancient secret with it. And that name is Moravia. It's a pretty well-known historical region right in the heart of that old Pannonian Plain, and it was named by those very same early Slavic tribes that settled there. Okay, so here's where it all clicks. The name Moravia comes straight from the old Slavic word mor, which literally means sea. So Moravia, it means the land by the sea. They named their new home after a sea that hadn't been there for 20,000 years. How incredible is that? Now, this isn't just some cool little language fact. This connection between a place, a people, and a lost sea, it tells us something really profound about history, about memory, and about how we claim a place as our own. All right, let's put it all together. The mysterious Slovene Sea from those old writings, that was the folk memory of the real geological Pannonian Sea. The early Slavs settled on its super fertile remains and named their home Moravia, the land by the sea, as a nod to where their land came from. So this name isn't just a label on a map. It's a powerful historical marker, evidence of a deep, ancient Slavic presence right in the heart of Europe. So this name that sounds so strange to us now, the Slovene Sea, it turns out to be a vital key. It unlocks the collective memory of a people and shows us that they saw their home as a place born from water, a gift from a sea that vanished eons ago. And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating thought. The maps we look at every single day, they're not just for directions. They're history books packed with stories. And if a single name can hold the memory of a 20,000-year-old sea, well, what other incredible stories are hiding right there in plain sight, just waiting for someone to uncover them?